Hey guys, how's it going? DUJ2 here, and welcome back to Fortnite Save the World and Launchers Part 3. So, we've already gone through. I know that Launchers Part 1 is kind of a little old for this. So, we are going off from Launchers Part 2 and then we're going into 3. So, in Launchers Part 2, my second video, we talked about in general a lot of things about launchers, why I use certain ones, why I prefer certain ones, and kind of just an overview of the 5 main reasons why I choose certain launchers over others. If you would like to see that video, of course there'll be a link down below, and at the end it'll pop up over there so you guys can go check it out. In this video, part 3, what we're going to do is we're going to work on these. We are going to put experience and we are going to work on the perks of certain of ones of these weapons. Now, I'm about 95% sure of what direction I'm going to go in these weapons, and we are only going to work on 3 of these weapons. We are going to work on Santa's Little Helper, we're going to work on the Noble Launcher, and we are going to work on the Jabberwocky. Now, in the near future, I may do another video working on another 3 of them, which is going to be the Bowler, the Quad Launcher, and one that I don't even have here yet, which is the Trash Cannon. I'm probably gonna be pulling that from my collection book, and we'll be working on that. But we were probably working on that in the future in another one. So this is gonna be part 3. We're gonna work on this, and in part 4, which will come out very soon after this one, we're gonna take them into the game and try them out. These 3 weapons, and I'm going to kind of explain why I'm gonna be using these 3 weapons and why I'm working on these ones. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these 3 to 106. All right, so let's go ahead and take these up to 106. Now, something very important to notice here, and something that I need to bring attention to, because for those of you who have been watching me a long time, you know that for a very long time, I would say, you know, if you want to take a weapon to Obsidian or Shadow Shard, that's up to you, depending on your game style. And I definitely still say that, because it is very important to note that you may do things in a certain way. You may actually decide to work on a weapon in a certain way because it's definitely going to do. You're going to use it in a different way. You may have, in one case, if you go in with, let's say, an AR, and you have a hero that is going to give you a lot of critical. It's a critical build or speed. Then you don't need that extra speed or that extra durability from, let's say, if you go Obsidian. So you would go Shadow Shard. But having said all that, I do have to admit that I believe that the Save the World, how the game is created, how we are presented with event weapons, I do believe that most weapons we are supposed to go Shadow Shard. And the reason for this is this right here. Launchers can only go Obsidian, so you can only go Obsidian. So I kind of feel like this is a way that they helped us to be like, okay, we know you want damage, we know you want to do damage, we know you want to do, you know, more impact, more damage as much as possible. But launchers are already pretty powerful. They are explosive weapons, so we're just gonna make them just Obsidian. So if you want to go with most of your weapons as Shadow Shard, yes, that is the most logical way to go about it, because you will, you know, get more damage out of them, and of course all your Obsidian eventually will go to the launchers. Okay, so but having said that, I also will say that it is very important to know that sometimes some weapons can be taken to Obsidian. Sometimes that extra little speed in fire rate will make a big difference. It will actually be worth it to get that instead of going for the higher damage, because you'll be able to do more damage in the long run. But anyway, so right now we have it here. I don't really know if I want to go Bright Core with any of these just yet. Let me think here. So it's okay to go Bright Core with them just because, of course, we have down tier crafting now. I think, well, how much is it going to cost me actually? So that's another question too. Is it worth going to level 130 with these weapons if they are not ready to do so? If they're going to be... Let's go ahead and take the Jabberwocky up. We're going to take the Jabberwocky up to 106 as well, level 40, before we do that. And then let's take a quick look at how these weapons look side by side right now in the pure numbers. Alright, so there it is. So now we have the Noble Launcher, the Santa's Little Helper, and the Jabberwocky. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats here. So, Noble Launcher is coming in at 61,000 with the damage. Santa's Little Helper 103 with the damage, and the Jabberwocky 88,000 with the damage. Yikes. I am very tempted to take these weapons to 130 right now, but the main thing is right now, I'm not really at the end game yet. I'm going to keep these at 106 for now. Eventually, I think I may take one or two of these up to 130, you know, if in case I want to do some very high level missions, or if for some reason we get more high level gameplay, like the 128 Frost Knight that we have right now, the level 128. Definitely in that case, I would most definitely need level 130 launchers. But for now, we're going to keep them at 106. Okay, so let's take a look here. And we're going to do something before we go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go into my backpack, which my backpack is getting a little full. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make one of each of these. So we're going to make one of these. We're going to make one of these, and we're going to make one of these. So the reason for this is because I'm going to make them, and we're going to test them in the next video side by side, comparing them with before I change perks on them. So let's go back here, and the reason for this is very important because I am going to be changing some pretty radical things here in the sense of some of the perks here. All right, let's make sure this is done before we keep going. All right, there's the obsidian. Okay, wow, obsidian. I now have obsidian launchers. I never thought the day would come. All right, so before we go into perks, let's talk about the top 3 things that I would focus on if you're going to be working on a launcher. And the first thing is going to be durability. If you have the capacity of putting any durability on any of these weapons, I highly recommend it. Now, the Noble Launcher would be the only exception. If you have a launcher, there's a couple of launchers who have, like, the vacuum tube launcher has 45. Actually, does this one have a durability on it? Yes, it does have a durability. But anyway, it's got 45. The Jackal Launcher has 20. And the Noble Launcher has 30. So these already have a good amount of durability. So going ahead and adding more durability to these, if you want to make them last a lot longer, definitely go for it. But speed will also come into play with that, because if it takes a long time for your launcher to load up, to reload, or to charge up, in the case of the Noble Launcher, it doesn't really matter that much because you're not going to go through it like crazy. I did give this example last time, and that was my bazooka. My bazooka, because I have it with double reload, my bazooka has a 1.2 reload, and I gotta tell you guys, it's too fast. It reloads so fast that I can't keep up. I cannot fire it faster than it reloads. So something that I've said with most launchers, because if you notice, most launchers are about the same in the fire rate. The fire rate is around the same, 0.75. And in that case, if you get like a 1.5, even a 2 second, if you get like a 1.5 reload, it's perfect. A 1.5 reload will be plenty fast enough for any launcher, and in my experience, that's enough. If you get like a 1.5, I would say you're good. No need to really push that reload. Now, of course, if you have reload, if you have a hero that has reload, you have to take that into consideration as well. But in my case, I'm going to be using heroes that don't really focus on that. So I'm going to need to work a little bit on the reload time for that. So let's go ahead and start first with the Noble Launcher. Oh, we forgot to look at impact. So impact Noble Launcher 7,000, Santa's Little Helper 19,000, and the Jabberwocky 21,000. Now, there's 2 reasons here why and this is the second thing I'm going to talk about. The first thing we talked about is durability. Always, I recommend, if you have a durability perk, put that durability perk on that launcher. The second thing is damage and impact. Of course, you want to do a lot of damage. Santa's little helper right here is coming in at a whopping over 100,000 damage. It's absolutely wonderful. The Jabberwocky is at 88, and the Noble Launchers is 61. So with the Santa's little helper also, I have a really good reload time. So that enhanced reload time plus that damage is going to be wonderful. I'm going to be able to shoot. I'm going to be able to take enemies on over and over and over again, and in most cases those enemies will be taken out pretty fast, so that's pretty great. Impact though, impact means that the enemies are going to get pushed back, and as I've said before, impact is wonderful because a lot of times, let's say you have a smasher barreling down at you, you have some red eyes, you have some blasters, you know, that like 3 or 4 of them who are about to just take you out in a flash. A well-aimed and well-positioned Santa's Little Helper blast will knock them back, and it will give you the capacity to build a wall, protect yourself, run away, whatever you want to do, get out of the way of the damage. So impact is very, very important. In the case of the Noble Launcher is not really a weapon that you're going to be focusing on that. Noble Launcher is a very unique weapon. I would dare say that the Noble Launcher is as unique as the Quad Launcher and the Bowler, and I probably will compare those 3 in the future as well, but right now, because these are the 3 I feel I'm going to use the most, that's why I'm working on these. So let's go ahead and start with the Noble Launcher. The Noble Launcher has, I've already worked on it. Of course, you can only do energy. Reload speed, do I have enough? I think I have enough to go ahead and take most of these up to... So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 225 would be what? Like 1500? Yeah, I mean, no, not even 1500. Would it be? Yeah, 12 something. Do I want to go ahead and go with these? I kind of want to, but I'm going to be using up most of my epic perk ups, so we may just focus on the epic on certain ones. Now, if you guys remember before, I did make one of these before changing anything. And the reason for that is because we are going to do a test. And I know some people have said this doesn't really work with the Noble Launcher, but someone did let me use something that I feel did make a big difference in that. And what we're going to do is we're going to change. We're going to upgrade the reload speed. So this one is actually going to get upgraded reload speed. Boom. Do I want to take the reload speed up to... You know what? I do. I do want to take the reload speed up to. So let's go ahead and take the reload speed to legendary. So now my reload time is under 2 seconds. Yes, that's awesome. And we're going to take away this damage, and we're going to put... Reload speed would be wonderful, but we're actually going to put fire rate on it. So right now our fire rate is 0.64. With another one, we're at 0.78. Let's go ahead and... I'm tempted to go ahead and take these to epic. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to take both of these to epic. So we're going to end up working on this quite a bit, actually. So now, oh my goodness, check out that fire rate. So our fire rate is really going up, and I know technically the fire rate should go down because we're firing faster. What I'm hoping is going to happen here is the fire rate is actually going to affect the charge up time, and we're going to compare that with the 2 that we have, because we have one from before and we have one now. Of course, this one, because we're working on it, it probably will deal a little damage, but we're not really looking at the damage here. If you guys know what I mean, when you're working with launchers, most launchers are going to take out any low-level mob, any low-level husk. They're going to take them out in one blast. And then the mist monsters, a couple of well-aimed blasts, 2 or 3 of them will take them out as well. But right now what we're going for is we're going for functionality over damage with this Noble Launcher. Now here, the damage to afflicted and afflicted targets, because of the fact that I went ahead and with this weapon, I'm not really looking to constantly do more damage. I already caused affliction. Firing a second blast is not something that I normally would do with Noble Launcher. I would charge it up, shoot one blast, move out of the way, and maybe, you know, follow it up with a zap or jump in with a sword. But if this is going to work with the speed, then I wouldn't mind throwing out another Noble Launcher, but in most cases, I'm probably not going to be aiming it at the exact same enemy. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change this to damage as well. So this is what we're looking at right now. We've got energy, element, reload speed, fire rate, and damage. I really would like to take these up, but my epic perk up is kind of low right now, so we're gonna leave it like that for now, and that's gonna be what we're gonna test out in the next video for the Noble Launcher. All right, let's keep going and let's work a little bit on Santa's Little Helper. Now, Santa's Little Helper, I've already worked a ton of it, and if you can see, durability maxed out. I maxed out the durability. My reload speed is already at 50%, very, very good. 107. It is a physical. Now, this is the thing. I really do enjoy physical weapons. Energy, I also really enjoy. I really want to take Santa's Little Helper water. I really want to make this a water weapon. Or a nature weapon. For now, I'm gonna keep it with physical because I do want to do the max amount of damage as possible. And something that I've said before is if you have high impact on a weapon, I recommend that you stay with physical. Now, please let me know if you guys have found a really good setup for these ones. I definitely would highly ask for your help. Let me know. Do you guys prefer these as a physical weapon? Do you think it's better as an energy weapon? As a fire, nature, water, I would probably go water. I would probably go water with it just because, well, I do have my my bazooka. My bazooka is actually water. So, I don't know. Maybe I would work on the bazooka and take it side by side with Santa's Little Helper. But I kind of feel that the Santa's Little Helper would be better just because of that ridiculous impact is so much higher. So, we're going to keep it like that for now. We're going to keep the reload speed, like I said, that is plenty fast. If I did one more and took it to epic, it would help it, of course. Can we get it to 1.5? 1.5 is ridiculously fast. I don't know. We might have to do it. Physical, we're going to keep it there. Okay, here's where we're going to start changing stuff up. Now, I don't mind having the damage to afflicted, but again, with these weapons, with launchers, I think having affliction is wonderful. It's wonderful. But I don't think having the extra damage to afflicted targets is all that great, because most of the time with launchers, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna take them out. You're gonna take them out in the first blast. So the only ones that you're gonna benefit from doing this is going to be for the mist monsters. So you I feel like you kind of want to do a little bit more damage on your first hit. So we're gonna change this one to damage. I'm gonna change it right there. And this 24 damage to mist monsters and bosses. I kind of want to change it to damage as well, but I think I'm going to keep it for now here because it will do a little bit more damage to them. So for now, we're going to leave this weapon like this. I kind of would like to take this to reload speed and everything. I think what I'm going to be focusing on, not this week, but next week, is I'm going to be focusing on perks. I'm going to be focusing on grinding as many perks as possible, especially epic perks, so I can take a lot of these weapons up to epic and legendary perks. So wish me luck with that. I'm definitely going to be doing that. So right now, this weapon has changed a little bit. I'm tempted to just change this to reload though. Should I change this to reload? No, because I do need to save a little bit more of this. Is there anything else here I want to change? You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's where it's at. It's at 1.5 now. The sweet spot. The beautiful sweet spot. There it is. My Santa's Little Helper. And finally, the Jabberwocky. Now, the Jabberwocky is a newer weapon, and I forgot to talk about this before with the Noble Launcher, but, well, I kind of did talk about it. So the three things that I look at when I do launchers is, like I said, durability. If you have a durability perk, put it towards the durability perk. Second thing is damage and impact. And finally, the third thing is speed. Speed is key, guys. And speed is reload time, it's charge up time, etc. What do you want to call it? But if you are in a tough position, being able to reload and shoot that weapon fast makes a huge difference. And especially with launchers. Launchers are kind of like that. Launchers are like that Hail Mary, that last minute thing that you pull out when everything is falling apart around you, and you really just you hope that things are gonna work out and you're gonna be able to pull it off. So I already took mine to energy. I'm gonna go ahead and level this up here. And right now I do have these two durability, double durability, and for a minute I was kind of like, well, you know what, I don't know if I should actually have double durability on it. I was kind of like, you know, it's good, but any weapon, and as I said before, this is one of the first weapons where you are able to do double durability. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and you know what? I'm going to go hunting for an epic perk up very soon. So I'm going to go ahead and level up this one to durability. This damage is actually going to go away, and I'm going to change it to reload speed. Yes, I know. And again, speed. We're focusing on speed. So right now, if you check that out, that reload is at 2 seconds now. It shaved an entire second off it. If we take it up, see, I'm very tempted. No, I can't do a double speed. I can't do a double reload speed. Actually, let's go ahead and take this up. This is going to take it to 1.8. And if we did it one more, it would take it to 1.6, right? Are we going to do... You know what? We are. 1.7. Okay. So this one went to legendary. 1.7 on this one. I think that's fast enough. We just cut the reload time in half. That's wonderful. I'm going to leave it there. Now, this weapon does do... It does snare. That's amazing. What damage dealt with this weapon snares a target by 30% for 6 seconds. That is very interesting. The fact that you want to be able to do that, and then this damage to slow and snare targets, I get it. I understand why that's there. In my experience, this is actually very good when you have a weapon that's going to repeatedly hit an enemy. For example, like if you have an AR, you know, if you have an AR that's repeatedly going to damage an enemy, of course you want every single one, those 6 seconds, 30% more damage. Yeah, just like Affliction. Personally, I prefer Affliction. I prefer Affliction over Snare, even with swords. I know that's crazy, but that's just my game style and my gameplay. I really do prefer having Affliction over it. So, in this case, the Snare is great, it's fine, but we're not going to focus on the Snare. So, I think for this, I'm actually going to go with damage here. We're going to change this to damage. And then this durability, I'm kind of curious about. If the Jabberwocky is going to turn into a weapon that I'm going to be using a lot, yes, I will keep the durability on it, and eventually this is going to be an incredible weapon. It's going to have an 84% durability, and it's going to last a lot. But I want to take it into a real world situation. I want to take it into missions and compare it, because the Jabberwocky, I feel, is either going to replace my launcher, my noble launcher, as my encampment main weapon, or the Jabberwocky may come to be my Atlas weapon. Single Atlas missions when I grind gold. I kind of feel like this might become this, and if that's the case, then I very much would like to have the extended durability, because having this weapon last a long time will be absolutely fantastic. And having said that, this weapon might become very, very, very important in the near future when I start doing a different setup. When I use a specific launcher setup that is going to be designed for farming gold in single Atlas missions, which I'm very excited about. But for now, we're going to leave it like this. And yes, I did turn this weapon into energy because I do want that functionality where I'm going to be able to use it in pretty much every circumstances. And I'm going to take it to epic. So there we go, guys. Those, it's all colorful. There are my top 3 launchers right now. Noble Launcher coming in at 61,000 damage. Man, look at that fire rate. I hope that it charges up faster. We're going to compare it. We're going to compare it side by side with the one I had before, and we're going to see if it does do better. Because we do have that double fire rate now, and if it does do better, you better believe that I'm going to put these are going to go legendary. You better believe those are going to go legendary in a flash. Santa's Little Helper now coming in with, of course, the durability, reload speed, physical, damage to miss monsters and bosses, damage and causing affliction. That is gorgeous. This weapon, it's going to be pretty much my main launcher in here. It's going to come to replace the Jekyll launcher, my Dam Buster, and my bazooka. I know, and probably the trash cannon too. So that's the my Santa's Little Helper is going to be my main pure bazooka type weapon. It's gorgeous. And the Jabberwocky with durability, energy, reload, and damage, coming in at 95,000 damage right now, 1.7 reload. That's just wonderful. I love that. I kind of wish that I would have been able to take the Noble Launcher a little faster in reload. And if, like I said, if these fire rates don't work, I think we can actually add. Can we add onto this a reload? Yeah, we can add a reload. So if in case, if in case that's the case, we can go ahead and add a reload in the normal launcher. It will make it a little better. It will make it a little better if we can reload. But very excited, guys. I will be back very soon with the next video in which we're going to go. I'm actually going to go ahead, you know what? I kind of feel like getting rid of all these previous launchers. Oh, they're not going to get confused. So let's go ahead and make a new Noble launcher. Let's make a new Santa's Little Helper and a new Jabberwocky. We're going to go take these into the game, try them out, and see how they hang out. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Look out for that video. It should be coming out very soon, hopefully in the next couple of days. The next video will take a little longer because I do plan to edit out a lot of the waiting and finding things. I'm just going to put them... I might even do a side-by-side comparison, actually. That might actually be really interesting. I have no idea how to do that, but I might have to try and figure it out. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. As always, I am DUJ2. This has been Fortnite Save the World Launchers Part 3. Finally taking some launchers to 106, explaining why and explaining the 3 things that I focus on when leveling up a weapon, which is durability, number 1, number 2 is damage and impact, and number 3 is speed. Speed is key, guys. Thanks a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a huge favor. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.